The Extension Livestock Report is given by Stephanie Garbaci, and at the same time she will give the Producer Award.
Okay, I'm going to start with our 2016 livestock report. As you all know, North Carolina is a huge agriculture state, and Wayne County follows that same trend. If you're not directly involved with agriculture, your neighbor probably is, and that includes livestock. So we've got everything from pork and poultry to cattle and small ruminants here in the county. 2016 was a pretty good year for livestock producers. Don't talk to the cattle guys, they've got some problems with prices, but overall, it was a pretty good year. Our pork and poultry numbers were maintained, and several new poultry houses were commissioned in this general area. We were prepared for avian influenza, but luckily did not have an outbreak here, and our PED cases didn't climb to astronomical levels this year either. Hurricane Matthew did deal us a heavy blow. We lost cattle, we lost poultry, we had damage to livestock houses and livestock paths and roads. We did lose some pastures, and they need to be renovated, so if anybody needs help with that, give me a call, let me know. I'm just going to recap a few major events from 2016. So pigs are a big deal here in Wayne County, and our animal waste operators are a big deal. This year we had 35 that needed their 6 hours by December 31st, so I offered several classes in the office to meet those needs. We worked with Duplin County Extension to offer some maybe on dates that worked a little bit better, and we had our annual 6-hour class at the end of the year. Our 68th annual Wayne County Junior Livestock Show and Sale was held March 30th and 31st in 2016. We had 37 participants that showed a variety of livestock. We had the usual meat goats, market hogs, heifers, feeder calves, and we also added a fun cow-calf pair class. We're going to add that again this year, so come out and check that out. We've got 35 kids this year that are showing, and the dates are April 19th and 20th, so put that on your calendar, please. The fair, like you heard, had some better weather this year. The livestock shows were not adversely affected by the hurricane, even though the tail end of the fair maybe was a little bit. We did have to reschedule the hog show. That was mostly just due to a lot of mud where we would be pulling those trailers and stuff in, so we just had to reschedule that one. This was a much better year for the livestock shows at the Wayne Fair as opposed to last year where we had no livestock shows. So it's obviously a plus. Our youth livestock educational teams competed in the state competition held in July up in Raleigh and the state fair competition held in November. They did well and learned a lot. I was also able to coach the North Carolina State Skillathon team, and one of our own, Mary Dunn, was a team member. The all-girl team competed in Pennsylvania and Kentucky this year and enjoyed learning more about the livestock industry. I want Mary to go ahead and stand up so we can give her a round of applause. That was a big, big deal. So we'll be starting up practices for those educational competitions after the show and sale. So if you know any school-age kids who are interested in learning more about the livestock industry and more about livestock in general, please see me and have them sign up. It's a great learning experience for those of you who have participated. 2016, we also had a new 4-H project. This was our regional 4-H chicken project. We had several 4-H members and FFA chapters to compete in that project and participate in that project, and we're doing that again this year. So hopefully we can bring some more information about livestock and animals in general to all the youth groups around the county. As always, we'll have events throughout the year aimed at the livestock producers in Wayne County. So the cattlemen's meetings will start again on the 3rd Thursday of the month. Contact me if you're not a part of that and want to be. And we'll have an initial animal waste operator training in April at the Extension office. So if anybody knows someone who needs to get that certification, your pumping license, contact me for that also. So that's the end of the 2016 livestock report. I'm going to go ahead and get started with our 2016 Outstanding Producer Award. So on behalf of the Wayne County Livestock Development Association, I'd like to congratulate our 2016 Outstanding Producers from Gray Family Farms from the New Hope community, Mr. Roland Bud Gray, along with his sons Donald and Dwight Gray. Bud was born into a farming family and started at a really young age. When he married his wife, he supported his family through livestock production as well as crop farming. Bud and Joanne have 2 children, 2 daughters-in-law, 4 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Bud graduated from New Hope High School in 1958. He began row cropping as a teenager and later began an independent farrow-to-finish hog farming operation until his father retired. While continuing to produce row crops, he built 2 finishing houses and contracted as a grower with Goldsboro Milling Company. Since that time, he's continued to expand the operation, and his 2 sons joined in 1996. Currently, Gray Family Farm operates 29 finishing floors, 4 turkey houses, and 120 beef cows. In addition, Donald and Dwight farm approximately 3,000 acres of land and produce tobacco, peanuts, corn, wheat, soybeans, and hay. Besides farming and livestock production, Bud has committed his life to his family, his church, and his community. His 2 sons are not the only ones involved in the family farming operation. His daughters-in-law and grandchildren are also very active. Bud's dedication and work ethic are what have led his family to continue in the ag industry. Bud was a charter member of New Hope Volunteer Fire Department, where he served as fire chief for 37 years and remains an active board member. He served as the president of the Wayne County Firemen's Association for 2 years and also received the G. Edgar Summerlin Award for Firefighter of the Year for Wayne County. He served on the Wayne County Board of Commissioners for 8 years, where his influence began the initial discussions on the need for a new ag center in Wayne County. He also served as the chairman of the Wayne County Drainage District for the Bear Creek Watershed and continues to serve as the church clerk for Park East Church of God, a position he has held for over 35 years. Please join me in congratulating Bud Gray from Gray Family Farms, along with his sons, Donald and Dwight, and their families, for their contributions to the Wayne County Livestock Development Association and the livestock industry in Wayne County.
Congratulations, Mr. Bud. Eddie will come and give our fire report.
Thank you, Curtis. Well, I think everybody's aware it rained. It's rained for the last 2 years. In fact, we've had heavy rainfall for the past 2 years. So last year we had a good fair plan, but sometimes the weather just doesn't cooperate. We had rain on opening day, as Stephanie mentioned, and canceled most of our Thursday evening activities. We were lucky. We did get some of our livestock shows in, where in the previous year we weren't able to get any of them in the first weekend. Then towards the end of the following week, of course, Hurricane Matthew came in and closed us on the last Friday and Saturday. We lost 3 out of 10 days because of rain last year. With the threat of storm damage, Duke Energy and crews from around the region started setting up on the fairgrounds on Sunday immediately following our fair. The fairgrounds was used as a staging area for lineman crew and equipment to do repair work on the power lines potentially damaged by the hurricane. Normally we would have released the exhibits on Sundays following the fair, but with all the equipment and the activity on the grounds, we were not able to release the exhibits due to safety concerns. We appreciate everyone's patience and the delay it took us before we could release your exhibits. At one point, we had over 250 men, linemen, sleeping in the white exhibit building. Duke Energy continued to use the fairgrounds for 3 weeks before leaving. And immediately following that, Team Rubicon moved in, which is a veterans organization to provide assistance with disaster victims. They use the fairgrounds as a place for their volunteers to sleep, eat, as well as stage their equipment. Team Rubicon provided a valuable service by helping the community to clean up from hurricane damage. It was Thanksgiving before we were finally able to start tearing down the fairgrounds and putting most of the stuff away. Last year we did something different on Saturday prior to the fair. We had an early bird registration. We continued to take in exhibits on Wednesday evening and Thursday morning before opening the fair. We wanted to make it as convenient as we could for exhibitors to enter their items into the fair. We plan to continue again this year with early bird registration. The number as well as the quality of exhibits continues to increase. Our livestock shows had exhibitors from across eastern North Carolina. The contests and competitions were well attended with outstanding talent from the contestants. Last November, we attended the IFE, the International Association of Fairs and Exposition in Las Vegas, convention in Las Vegas. The IFE represents over 1,100 fairs from around the world. Its purpose is to promote and encourage development and improvement of agriculture fairs, shows, and expositions. Each year, the IFE conducts contests for its fair members and then recognizes and rewards excellence. We entered several of our displays in their awards program again this year. And at the convention in Las Vegas, we received 3 first-place entries, 2 second-place entries, and 2 third-place entries for competitive exhibits as well as agriculture programs. We also attend the North Carolina Association of Agriculture Fairs convention every year in January. This year we received the Agriculture Award, the Youth Award, the Got to Be NC Award, and the prestigious Image Award. The Agriculture Award is given to the fair that best showcases agriculture and its agriculture heritage. The Youth Award is given to the fair that recognizes the importance of youth participation and involvement. The Got to Be NC Award is presented by the North Carolina Department of Agriculture for the best display of North Carolina products. And the Image Award is given to the fair that exhibits what an agriculture fair should be like. These awards would not be possible without the support we receive from you, the community, from our directors, supporters, and our partners, the Wayne County Extension Service and the Wayne County Public Schools. We appreciate your support to make our fair an award-winning fair. We have another great lineup of free entertainment scheduled for this year. At center stage, we have Team Rock, the Ninja Experience, performing. In the pavilion shelter, we've got the Kenya Safari Acrobats and Leon Jacobs performing. Strolling around the grounds, we'll have Stilt Walking by Sakara, as well as the Statue Lady Oh La La, along with some of our regulars, the Western Gunfights and the Demolition Derby. Power's Great American Midways will be returning again this year with a variety of rides and games for young and old. Powers Midway has purchased 6 new rides this year that will be at our fair. We're fortunate to have one of the best and safest midways in the carnival industry working with us. Our goal is to continue keeping agriculture and youth involvement as our main focus of the fair. I'd like to thank all of you for your support and your contributions to our fair. A successful fair allows us to fulfill our mission by promoting agriculture, education, and community involvement through quality entertainment in a family-friendly environment. This year's fair is scheduled for September 28th through October 7th. We look forward to seeing you at the Wayne Regional Agriculture Fair. Thank you. I do have one other presentation I would like to make at this time, and it's not on your agenda. But there are a lot of exceptional people that provide a valuable service to our association. And it's my privilege tonight to present a certificate of appreciation to a couple that has contributed a lot of their time and their efforts to the association and the fair. A lot of times we're asked, what do you do out there at the fairgrounds when the fair's not going on? Well, if you ask Dwight and Margaret Wynn, they can tell you firsthand about the construction projects, the building repairs, the lawn maintenance, the off-season rentals, preparation for the fair, as well as putting the fair back. Dwight Wynn started working with the fair back in 1989, taking time off from his full-time job to work at the fair. After his retirement from the Department of Agriculture, he started working year-round at the fairground, managing the buildings and grounds. Margaret Wynn started her fair career helping Dwight in the poultry and rabbit barn. And in the past few years, she has become part of the maintenance team, working daily with Dwight to make improvements and perform maintenance on the fairgrounds. Dwight and Margaret have been responsible for a lot of the improvements you see at the fairgrounds. They always have a positive, can-do attitude, taking pride in what they do and making sure it's done right. Dwight and Margaret can be found during the fair in the poultry and rabbit barn. They take exceptional pride in keeping the buildings clean and presentable to visiting school children in the morning and our fair guests in the evenings. The chickens and rabbits on display always have plenty of clean water, fresh feed, and clean shavings, which are an important concern to the general public viewing the exhibit. Dwight and Margaret have been married 15 years. They have 3 sons, 2 daughters, 17 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren. At this time, I'd like to ask Dwight and Margaret Wynn to come forward and accept this certificate of appreciation for the years of dedicated service and hard work to make our association and fair a success. You got their certificate? I can tell you if it's been painted at the fairground, these two painted it. And Margaret doesn't like to paint, but she would never disagree about painting. She painted. But I kind of knew where she stood at it. Thank you so much for everything y'all do.
Congratulations, Dwight and Margaret. I'll tell you, we miss you. And we may be coming out to see you sometime or another, hook you up and bring you back. Milton will come now and present our scholarships.
Dwight, Margaret, retirement's a good plan. I like it. I think you will too. It works out real well. The scholarship committee, which is made up of Curtis Shiver, Brian Mitchell, and myself, received 5 outstanding applications this year, and we recommended to the board of directors of the association that all 5 be awarded scholarships this year for a total expenditure of $12,000, and the board has approved this recommendation. This year, all 5 scholarship recipients will receive $2,400 and are planning to attend a senior college or university. As you all know, I've said year after year, the requirements for these scholarships are being a resident of Wayne County, being a high school senior or graduate, providing a grade transcript and 2 letters of reference, complete a full-page application, and being active in the Livestock Development Association and or the fair, or hopefully both. So this year I'm going to call them out in alphabetical order. First one is Caitlin Dotson from Rosewood. She's planning to go to University of Mount Olive and major in agricultural education. And if y'all will come up here, Curtis will give you a plaque and just hold till all of you get here. Her mother is Teresa Dotson. Mary Dunn attends the Wayne School of Engineering. She's going to attend Methodist University and major in biology and exercise science. Her parents are Angie and Dale Dunn. Hannah Graham from Rosewood is going to attend NC State University and major in ag science and ag education. And her parents are Lisa and Mike Graham. Alan Johnson from Spring Creek is going to attend the University of Mount Olive, major in ag education, and his parents are Angela and Lynn Johnson. And last but not least, Abigail McIntyre attends Southern Wayne, is going to NC State, major in ag education, and her parents are Patricia and James McIntyre. Let's give all these kids a hand. when this is over, if you will, come back up here. The photographer will want to take a picture, I think. Also, if all you parents would stand, please, let's recognize these parents for, for a job well done.
Each year, the association awards a service award for an individual or for a group who has provided great support to the organization. And some of the greatest gifts that you can give someone are yourself and your time. I'd like to ask this time that the entire family of AJ and Suzanne, that if you would come right up here while we talk about you. Come on around here where everybody can see you.
It's gonna drag you out front and center.
Yes, yep.
AJ and Suzanne have given these gifts for almost 14 years to the Wayne County Agriculture Fair and to the livestock programs. What began as two parents getting their kids involved in showing goats expanded to so much more. At almost every show, you can find Susie weighing animals in and greeting every participant with a smile. AJ is quick to volunteer as a ring man, often wrestling misbehaving cattle, catching a loose goat, which is funny sometimes, or wielding a cutting board to control pigs. The couple are always willing to lend a helping hand wherever they can while still helping their own children prepare for the show. Their willingness to give of themselves and time to Wayne County Livestock comes from their strong belief that these events matter and impact youth in a way that teaches them life skills. Over the years, they have seen firsthand the positive influence the program has had on their own children, and they recognize the importance of keeping the program viable and available to all youth. AJ and Susie met in church during their teen years, and they've been sweethearts ever since. They have been married for 29 years, and they have 4 children, Marissa, Alex, Isaac, and Gideon, who have all grown up showing livestock. AJ is currently the Environmental and Landscape Operations Manager at Murphy Family Ventures. He grew up in Seven Springs area where he worked on farms in high school. He graduated from Western College with degrees in criminal justice and psychology. AJ is a veteran of the United States Coast Guard and has been a police officer with the city of Clayton. He is the leader of Wayne County Shooting Sports Club, an usher at his church, and acts as an assistant coach to his son's sports team. Susie is a full-time mom and teacher, having homeschooled Marissa and Alex, and now homeschooling Isaac and Gideon. She grew up in the Grantham community on an NC Century farm. She graduated from Virginia Commonwealth University with a degree in nursing. She worked many years as a nurse and taught nursing classes at Barton and Wilson Community College. She is the leader of the WHEP 4-H Club, keeps the family farm straight, and has been recognized as this year's 4-H Volunteer of the Year in Wayne County. AJ and Susie have given more than their time to the livestock program. They have put their hearts into it for more than a decade. They have truly made the load lighter, the shows brighter, and the program better. The Livestock Development Association is pleased to recognize AJ and Suzanne and their 3 their children, Marissa, Alex, Isaac, and Gideon, as the Service Award recipients for the 2016 year. This simply says Service Award presented to AJ and Suzanne Litton family, Marisa, Alex, Gideon, and Isaac, February 27th, 2017. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to all.
See what 29 years of marriage gets you. She pushes me up in front of the microphone. It's truly been a pleasure for us to work with everyone up here on the stage as well as a lot of you in the crowd. We've done a little bit of everything. The kids have shown goats, lambs, turkeys. We tried to show a cow, but it didn't quite work out for us. I brought one home for Marissa, and no kidding, in the front seat of a Lincoln Continental. That was my work car, and it was an abandoned one, so I brought it home. We do show pigs when Eddie will let us show pigs. But we enjoy giving back to the 4-H and to the Livestock Association. I appreciate them working so hard to give our kids the opportunity to do things like that. It's really molded them and helped us create a lot of friendships here in the county, and we really appreciate it.
Again, we would say congratulations to you, and certainly your children have participated a lot, but you and Susie have offered a lot to the association as well. The next item has to do with the President's report, and I will give that to you. And we've had, in my opinion, we've had another successful year. In spite of rain during the fair for the second consecutive year, the association is fiscally sound. And again, we have met the objectives stated in the Constitution and bylaws. The original purpose of the association was to promote livestock in Wayne County. And that purpose is accomplished by sponsoring the fair and a junior livestock show and sale. And there are some other objectives that are to promote agricultural youth activities and to promote the agricultural heritage in Wayne County. The founding fathers decided that an agriculture fair would be the primary source of income to fund association activities. We have off-season rentals, sponsorships, purchase of animals, space rent, and other at the fair, and other activities provide additional income. But the fair is still the main source. In 2016, Wayne County's Representative Jimmy Dixon and Representative Brent Jackson of Sampson County sponsored legislation that approved grant funds to be used for educational and agricultural programs, premiums for agricultural exhibits, contests and livestock shows, scholarships, and youth development programs. Any agricultural fair now in the state is eligible to participate in this program. And we want to thank Representatives Dixon and Jackson for their efforts. The fair is a quality fair as measured by the awards received from the IAFE and from the North Carolina Association of Agricultural Fairs. None of these would be possible without the support of the community, the Wayne County Extension, the Wayne County Public Schools, and the directors and supporters. Thank you for all you do to make the fair a success. The board is in the process of identifying improvements that need to be completed this year. With income reduced by 2 years of rain, some limitations are placed on the available funds. Last year, we were able to build a security building that provides a central location for security and for first responders. And it greatly facilitates the coordination of those necessary components of the fair. The fair is very community-oriented. Each year, the number of off-season rentals continues to increase. And last year, there were numerous civic clubs, organizations, and businesses that use the fairgrounds for family days, appreciation days, and fundraising projects. Improvements must be community compatible. They must strengthen the fair, and they must provide versatility for non-fair uses. As reported by our fair manager, after the hurricane at the end of the fair, Duke Energy used the fairgrounds as a staging area for their crews and equipment, and they have been doing this for a number of years. Some crews and equipment came from out of state, and some, of course, came from other parts of the state. But I'm told by people who travel right much that they, going north and south, and particularly going south, they were meeting crews that were coming to Wayne County as a result of that hurricane. As you can imagine, there was quite an assembly and trucks and workers on the grounds at certain times, particularly like meal times. And after 3 weeks, Duke Energy had completed most of their work and had moved out. Then Team Rubicon moved in. Now, Eddie talked a little bit about what Team Rubicon is. I had actually never heard of them until this go-round of hurricanes. But it's you simply say that it's a veterans organization that provides disaster relief wherever it might occur. And it's all over this country. It's not just in one place. It's all over this country. And the group that came here were from all across the nation, many from the Midwest. They cooked, they ate, and they slept here, and they went all around Wayne County and surrounding counties cleaning up from Hurricane Matthew. Wayne County is the 4th largest agricultural county in the state, and it contributes 22% of the county's gross income. Livestock and poultry represent 73% of the total cash farm receipts in Wayne County, considerably higher than the state average. The county ranks 4th in hog production. It ranks 3rd in turkey production. And 5 of the largest businesses in Wayne County are agribusiness. Our county commissioners and the city council recognize agriculture's contribution to the county through the approval and construction of the Maxwell Agricultural and Convention Center. The association gladly made a contribution toward naming rights to one of the classrooms. The association promotes livestock through a variety of activities. Tonight you can see that we have awarded 5 scholarships, and this brings our total since 1985 to 135, and the total value has been $204,800. The livestock show and sale, Stephanie says, is April the 19th and 20th. The livestock shows and exhibits and contests at the fair provide opportunity for youth participation, and none of this would be possible without you. And we thank you and greatly appreciate your support. Thank you. Charles Aycock will conduct the old business and new business.
Is there any old business to come before this association? Is there any new business to come before the association? If not, I'll call Roy Outlaw to come and give our nominating report.
The nominating committee met on January 30th, and we had the following recommendations for 2 4-year terms as Board of Directors and the officers for 2017. The Board of Directors are Mr. Johnny Howard and Mr. Milton Ingram to serve a 4-year term. Officers, Secretary Treasurer Ashley Glover, Second Vice President Mr. Charles Aycock, First Vice President Mark Hood, President Curtis Shiver. The standing committees, the chairman of each one of those is elected by their committee, and that was also on January 30th. The chairman of the cattle committee is Mr. John Tart II. Horse, Mr. Billy Ray Thomas. Poultry, Ashley Glover. Swine, Roy Outlaw. Fair, Eddie Pitzer. And the nominating committee this year consists of myself as chairman, Mr. Mike Sauls, and Mr. Bill Montague.
Thank you, Roy. Can we have a motion to accept the report? Do we have a second? We now will, who seconded that? Bill. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Constitution and bylaws require that the floor be open for nominations. Are there any nominations for any position? There's no nominations. Can we have a motion to accept by acclamation? Who's, Joey, did you second? Joey McCullough, second. Roy. Motion to accept by acclamation has been seconded. Can we have all those in favor say aye? All those opposed? President will be Curtis Shiver, First Vice President Mark Hood, Second Vice President Charles Aycock, Secretary Treasurer Ashley Glover, and for 4-year directors Milton Ingram and Johnny Howard.
Thank you for the report, Roy, and for the honor of serving at this organization again. It's about that time to adjourn, and I want to ask that all of you who received an award tonight, scholarships, service award, outstanding producer, if you would come up to the stage, and Steve Herring is going to get some pictures. I want to thank Bailey for coming and leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and for all of the reports that have been given. And this is one of the reasons we try not to make this too long. I have been in this meeting when it lasted till 10 o'clock at night. And if I can help it, we won't do that. But we thank you for being here, and have you a safe trip home. Thank you.